Even Vegas has never seen anything like it.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be looking at the most interesting and exciting buildings that broke the bank. Big or small, these structures could be towers or multi-purpose buildings of any kind.
The faces are 35 times larger than Big Ben.
Number 10. Apple Park, Cupertino, California, USA. In 2017, Apple Incorporated opened their monolithic headquarters, Apple Park, in Cupertino, California.
The massive ring-shaped building is now an iconic symbol of the Apple brand and is a fantastic testament to the company's dedication to effortless design, sustainability, and the future of technology.
At $5 billion, the price tag covers research space, a huge auditorium, a wellness center, and a natural courtyard. For all intents and purposes, this office is so fully loaded that an employee could do everything here except stay the night. Despite its nickname, the Spaceship, this massive ring won't blast off anytime soon.
The main ring is one of the few buildings in the US and the world to make use of base isolation, which protects the ring from even the worst of Californian earthquakes.
Foregoing the usual stuffy office complex, Apple Park functions as part workspace, part nature reserve. The company devotes the hollowed-out interior space to orchards, gardens, and a variety of plant life. Originally proposed by Steve Jobs before his death, Apple Park represents the next evolution of modern office buildings.
Thank you very much.
Let's give a big round of applause for Mr. Steve Jobs.
Number 9. Marina Bay Sands, Singapore. Designed by Mochovce Softy, this elegant Singapore resort features a prominent sky park that connects 3 towers.
We always worked with models. There was this big chunk of balsa wood, just the right size, and I placed it on the roof and said, why don't we try doing it up there?
Owned by the Las Vegas Sands Corporation, the company dropped a whopping $6.88 billion on the resort. With over 2,500 rooms, the resort's luxury hotel makes a regular hotel look like a dollhouse. Opened in 2010, the integrated resort contains a huge casino and numerous celebrity chef restaurants. From the infinity swimming pool to a shopping mall, Marina Bay Sands delivers an endless treasure trove of attractions that boost the already incomprehensible budget.
Right behind our hotel, right here, is a place called Gardens by the Bay. And every single night, they have this miraculous light show.
If that doesn't sound exhausting, there's also a museum and an indoor skating rink. To top it all off, there's potential plans for Marina Bay Sands to build yet another tower.
To experience this hotel at least once in my life and swim in that pool was an experience of a lifetime.
Number 8. Sofi Stadium, Inglewood, California, USA. Home to both Los Angeles football teams, Sofi Stadium symbolizes a whole new era for sports and entertainment facilities in America.
The stadium itself will act as the centerpiece of a huge entertainment, retail, commercial, and residential development that sprawls across nearly 300 acres of pristine landscape.
It's only fair that billions of dollars be spent on state-of-the-art technology for the most essential of public services: football. Both the Chargers and the Rams call this $5 billion field their home, which has a seating capacity of over 100,000, depending on the event size.
The SoFi Stadium has set a new standard for the world of sports stadiums.
Instead of a typical jumbotron, Sofi Stadium fitted a Samsung-designed infinity screen over the field in a unique ovular design. If you can't stand football, the Greater Sofi Complex also houses the YouTube Theater concert venue.
A sleek and intimate new venue capable of hosting anything from concerts and award shows to esports competitions and special events.
Opening in 2020, it is considered the most expensive stadium of its kind. Number 7. Željava Air Base, Željava, Croatia. At $6 billion, this underground airbase rests on the border between Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia.
This photo shows the massive underground airport, which held Air Force hangars and military barracks.
Built underneath a mountain with special reinforcements, this Cold War artifact was designed to withstand a nuclear blast. Its 2-decade-long construction ended in 1968, at which point the area base was under Yugoslavian military control.
With a total cost of around $6 billion, it was one of the most extensive and expensive military structures the world had seen at the time.
Before its demolition in 1992, this secret base made even Bond villains jealous. During its heyday, Željava Air Base housed fighter aircraft squadrons and used 5 runways. It contained tunnels stretching for a combined 3.5 kilometers, which were not used for elaborate hide-and-seek games.
These tunnels could house up to 2 complete fighter squadrons, including one for reconnaissance missions, and full maintenance and mechanical upkeep facilities.
Needless to say, it remains the highest-priced military installation of its era. Number 6. Mochovce Nuclear Power Plant, Slovakia. As you might have guessed, nuclear power costs a lot of money. It's facilities such as Mochovce that prove that notion, and then some, with a price tag in the neighborhood of $7.6 billion.
Mochovce is one of the most stunning nuclear plants because of the
8 giant cooling towers as you approach it.
This Slovakian powerhouse functions with 2 reactors and has 2 more on the way, in a plan dating back to the 1970s. Then Czechoslovakian officials began initial construction on 2 reactors in the 1980s. After the country split in 2, the project was finished by the end of the 1990s.
I am sure that nuclear power station in Mochovce is a good investment for Slovakia, and everybody in Slovakia knows that the government spent a lot of money for this power station.
Mochovce powers 20% of Slovakia, or 6,922 gigawatts an hour, if you can even fathom that. While there are safety concerns for nuclear power plants, the plant's enormously priced reactors shift the focus away from traditional carbon emissions. Number 5. Olkiluoto 3, Olkiluoto Island, Finland. Named for the Finnish island it was built upon, Olkiluoto 3 is a nuclear power plant with 3 reactors.
Reactor Olkiluoto 3, known as OL3 for short, will generate around 1,600 megawatts of energy.
Sitting on the beautiful shores of the Gulf of Bothnia, this is an unlikely but essential part of the western Finnish skyline. While the plant wouldn't be considered a vacation spot, at the very least, it has a beautiful view of the coast. Due to the delays with the 3rd reactor's operation status and a 4th reactor on the docket, this power plant's extended budget of $12.4 billion might be only a temporary estimate. Currently, the reactors encompass 22% of Finland's energy supplies. If all goes well with the additional reactors, a nuclear power plant will somehow make the happiest nation on Earth even happier.
Finland looks set to play a leading role in the widespread adoption of nuclear technology as the world continues to transition away from fossil fuels.
Number 4. Abraj Al Bait, Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Located near the Great Mosque, this hotel complex cost a whopping $16 billion. Along with highly rated hotels, the complex features a central clock tower which functions as the tallest building in Saudi Arabia.
The clock tower, built in the center of the sacred site, was designed by a team of leading German and Swiss engineers, and breaks over 30 world records.
One hotel might sound like enough, but Abraj Al Bait goes the extra mile with a total of 7. Considering its location, this serves as a main site for Muslim pilgrims to stay during their journey to Mecca.
The prayer room of Makkah Clock Royal Tower, a Fairmont hotel, provides unique views for your spiritual experience.
If you find yourself lost in the gargantuan building, the complex also houses a 5-story shopping mall for your entertainment. As an essential part of Mecca tourism, Abraj Al Bait's practicalities far outweigh its extravagance. Number 3. Flamanville 3, Flamanville, France. At $21.9 billion, Flamanville 3 exists as one of the costliest nuclear power plants in the world.
So we're starting off here in France, where a long-delayed nuclear project in the west of the country may finally see the light of day.
Due to considerable delays, the project far exceeded its initial estimates. If there's one tradition Flamanville carries on about power plants, is that they never come in under budget. On the northern coast of France, this facility hopes to achieve a completely operational status by 2024. After mishaps such as a 2017 explosion, further investigations continued to hinder the project.
5 people were apparently treated for smoke inhalation, but nobody was seriously injured in the incident.
Barbara Pompili, France's energy minister, expressed her own concerns about Flamanville's over-budgeted and underestimated end goals. With any luck, the plant's vast expenses will deliver huge dividends before the sun burns out.
C'est important pour nous de pérenniser l'impact positif du chantier sur le territoire et ainsi de préparer au mieux l'après-chantier.
Number 2. ITER, Saint-Paul-les-Durance, France. ITER stands for the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, so be thankful that humanity crafted acronyms.
ITER, the world's largest tokamak, will demonstrate the scientific and technical feasibility of fusion power.
As the culmination of decades-long talks, the ITER represents the cutting edge of fusion energy research facilities. In an attempt to replicate the sun's energy, the ITER functions on a whole other level from a power plant or another scientific building.
The time has come to put the world's largest puzzle together.
Naturally, this kind of project involves loads of super complicated science stuff that elevates the price to $25 billion. However, they'll have to wait until 2025 to determine the true viability of the building. It might not be as extravagant as a resort, but the ITER facility might revolutionize the future of energy usage forever.
The world will be watching as decades of planning come to fruition, and the ITER tokamak is assembled from components shipped from all around the world by the 7 ITER members.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Shard, London, England. A pyramidal tower in neo-futurist style that towers over London at $3.9 billion.
Towering above London Bridge Station, it's the tallest building in Western Europe. We're going up the shaft.
Antilia, Mumbai, India. Located in Mumbai, this is the costliest private residence on Earth at $2.6 billion.
It also has a 168-vehicle multi-level car parking lot, 3 helipads, a 50-person movie theater, and a ballroom complete with crystal chandeliers.
Resorts World Sentosa, Singapore, a 7-hotel resort and casino estimated at $4 to $5 billion.
Housing 4 amazing attractions, hotels, and dining options all under one roof. This does sound like a dream.
One World Trade Center, New York City, USA. At $3.8 billion, this NYC tower is the tallest building in the United States.
As that building opens its doors this morning, the first tenants are moving into the tallest and most expensive building in the Western Hemisphere.
Lot World Tower, Seoul, South Korea. The tallest skyscraper in South Korea tops out at just over $3 billion.
The tower became one of the most visited tourist destinations and a symbol of the country's economic growth.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Masjid al-Haram, Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Not only is Masjid al-Haram astronomically expensive, it's home to the holiest site in the Muslim world. Located in Mecca, the building's $100 billion plus price tag puts any power plant or hotel resort to shame.
The Masjid al-Haram is a sprawling complex that encompasses 356,000 square meters, that's 3.8 million square feet, making it half the size of the enormous Forbidden City in Beijing.
Also known as the Great Mosque, the site welcomes millions of Muslim visitors making their pilgrimage. While the many expansions and renovations raise the budget, the building also continues a priceless history that dates back to the 7th century.
However, the first structure on the site was a wall built around the Kaaba in 638 AD.
After all, there's a reason that the name Mecca inspired the noun for a revered and essential location. Considering its age and religious precedence, it's easy to see why Masjid al-Haram racks up the highest building appraisal on the planet.
And yet it's one of those places that even just through images and video, you can see why it pulls millions of people to it every single year.
Did we forget one of your favorite buildings? Let us know in the comments below.
A lot of our overhead is tied up in the fact that we are on the top floor of a very expensive building.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.